a super critical spousal sponsorship application got approved, where the applicant was living in Canada out of status for the last many years. We invoked Section 25 humanitarian compassionate aspect in the PFL response, and then a lot of things happened afterwards, and eventually that application got approved after 1 year of submitting the procedural fairness letter response. Okay, so it's a very interesting case. The applicant came from Mexico on a visitor visa, I think 7-8 years back, never left Canada. The sponsor is a Canadian permanent resident, not even a citizen. Both of them have a Canadian born child. When the spousal sponsorship application was submitted by a lawyer, the lawyer really did not inform the client that in order for an inland application to be made, the person will have to have a legal status here in Canada. So the IRCC sent a procedural fairness letter asking for all sorts of clarifications. The lawyer sort of ignored the client altogether. The client came to me for consultations, and we responded to the letter, I think after good 15-20 days, because they were asking for a ton of information. It came from IRCC Etobicoke. They were asking for a ton of information. We responded to that, citing why this application should be approved, citing humanitarian compassionate considerations, best interest of the child, the establishment, and whole host of other factors, fully knowing well the fact that the client is somebody out of status. IRCC Etobicoke kept on asking for additional documentation, additional information for the entirety of 2024, because I am talking about December 2023 when the client received the procedural fairness letter. So the entirety of 2024, first 10-11 months of the year has been spent on with back and forth with IRCC Etobicoke. We asked for the update a couple of times, never heard back from IRCC Etobicoke. Finally, the client had given the medical based on the instruction, and then after giving the medical about 3 months into the timeline, we got a PR portal request for the client. So this is a classic example of, regardless of the complexity of the situation, IRCC still goes way out of their way, provided the response to the procedural fairness letter is being drafted correctly, all the legal sections are being cited, and then if we are not super unlucky, IRCC would review that application in its own merit. So again, somebody who was out of status in Canada for last many years, the sponsor is a Canadian permanent resident. The spousal sponsorship application got approved after a procedural fairness letter. I'm not encouraging anybody to reside in Canada out of status. In fact, I always say that never mess with your status. Always ensure that you do have a legal status. But again, this is a classic example that even in a case like this, could be channelized into the benefit of the client. So if you need our assistance with similar cases, more than welcome to hop into our website, nuvonation.ca, book a relevant session, and we can go from there. Hope this helps. Bye now.